sound is one of the fundamentals of filmmaking. I'm not good at it yet. That's why I'm practicing. Sound appears in almost every video you see. And the different types of sound is diegetic and non-diegetic sound. Diegetic sound is the thing the characters hear within the scene. So that could be footsteps, rain, birds chirping, and sometimes music. But that's not all the time, because sometimes it could be the score behind something, and that's called non-diegetic sound. So that's things the characters can't hear within the scene. It's normally used to build tension and set the tone of what's actually happening during an edit, and both of these can be used individually or together depending on what the product is, what certain tones, emotions they want to convey. But they normally mix it into a sequence. When I'm creating a sequence, I'll film it, and then I'll write down in my notebook everything what appears in the scene. So that could be the birds, like I've said, and I will try to recreate them with my Tascam. But if I don't have time, I may use a subscription service like Epidemic Sounds, or just find them on YouTube. This is also called Foley, and it's the process of recreating the sounds to then, because it's not always when it is recorded it's the best audio quality. That's why people re-record it in Foley, try to recreate the sounds with different things. It's also so you have a dedicated track for what you're actually using it for, and it also makes it easier to, in post-production, actually manipulate the sounds. Like I've already said, sound does convey different emotions, and it's because it could be sounds in the scene or music in the background. Like, take for example, in Peter McKinnon, he made a video at the start of the year where it was just sound effects. A lot of it was done in Foley, so after the fact, but then there's no dialogue or music, and it created a more natural feel, and also it made it more immersive. The visuals were nice, but then if it didn't have the sound effects, the visuals would have just been boring, even though they do look really good. And then also, if there was music, the immersion and the feeling it would convey and would have been different, and maybe ruined even. And this can show you where different elements of sound actually can be used, because it's not always just add sound effects and music. But then when I watched this from Peter, it also helped me get a greater understanding of sound and that music doesn't need to be in everything. That's why I am trying to actually recreate it for my college project, but not in a forest, just someone cooking, hopefully. After you watch this video, please go watch Peter's, because it helped me realise. But like and subscribe to this video first, because only 10% of people who watched my last video was actually subscribed. I'll show you one sequence, but one will have no sound at all, one will have just recorded sound like Foley or just sound effects, and then the other one, the last one, it will have the Foley, sound effects, and also music behind it. I just want you to see how different they all feel. See, they all gave a different feeling. While I was editing it as well, I didn't really want to sit through the first one, just because it was boring. The second one was a little better, but then the last one, that was the best for this sequence. If it was something different, it could have been just the sound effects. Here's a look of the timelines as well, with the music, without music. it's not that much. Hopefully in the future I will have a bigger timeline filled with sound, but just now I'm just slowly getting used to using it and practicing more. But it's like also there's times where you want to have a different score to build tension, like with horror. You would have a creepy score or something like that to just convey what's actually happening in the horror film. But then with action, you'll get a fast-paced music. That can also be used to reflect the stakes. So I'll show you a different sequence, but the same one for horror and action, and see how the different music will actually affect it as well.
Yeah, fuck, we'll get lucky, and what a way to start January 1st. Give them a follow, say what's up, tell them I sent you. That was the first video. Yeah. Let's talk tutorials real quick, because that fog, maybe we'll get lucky, and what a way to start January 1st. First time we walked, it felt like forever to these train tracks. We worked really hard on it. Trust and Timber worked really hard on it with us. Give them a follow, say what's up, tell them I sent you. That was the first video back. Let's talk tutorials real quick. Because
so no matter what, sound will always be used. Like with Peter's and also like just old silent film. They're both different types of silent films. I could do one with just music and then do one with just sound effects. They do create different tones and feelings. Overall, sound is really important, and filmmaking it is one of the fundamentals, but I definitely do need practice. I will try and incorporate sounds more the best I can, keep practicing, and then I hope this video also helps you think about sound, and we can get better at sound together. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.